Deadly glow. How radium companies kept workers in the dark. They thought it was a dream job. It turned into a death sentence. In the early 20th century, radium was hailed as a marvel of modern science. Discovered by Marie and Pierre Curie, it glowed in the dark, and people believed it had almost magical properties. Radium was added to cosmetics, toothpaste, hair tonics, even drinking water. It was marketed as a rejuvenating health booster. The dangers, still largely unknown or deliberately ignored. During and after World War I, hundreds of young women in the United States were hired to paint glow-in-the-dark watch dials using a radium-based paint called Undark. Their work? Hand-painting tiny numbers on military and consumer watch faces. To paint such fine details, the women were told to sharpen their brushes with their lips. They were assured it was safe. So safe, in fact, that many began to play with the paint. They painted their nails, their faces, even their teeth with radium to surprise their boyfriends by glowing in the dark. Inside the very same factories, scientists handling radium used strict precautions to avoid exposition to radiation. The women were given no such protections and no warnings. Over time, workers began to fall ill. Teeth fell out, jaws disintegrated. Many developed severe anemia, bone fractures, and tumors. But doctors were pressured not to release their findings. As the women began dying from radiation poisoning, company-backed physicians falsely attributed their deaths to syphilis, to shame them into silence. Despite mounting illness and death, the companies denied any link to radium. But a small group of women refused to back down. In the late 1920s, they filed a lawsuit against the United States Radium Corporation. All of them were already gravely ill, and they struggled even to find a lawyer willing to take their case. In the end, they won. But none of them lived much longer. Their courage, however, led to lasting change. For the first time, individual workers gained the legal right to sue companies for damage caused by unsafe working conditions. The Radium Girls case helped establish the foundations of modern labor law, radiation safety, and occupational health regulation. The story of the Radium Girls is a tragedy of workers exploited, of profits placed over lives, and of truth nearly buried. But their stand marked a turning point in the protection of workers everywhere.